Ever wonder what sets wealthy people apart? Well, in today's video, we are going to break down the habits of wealthy people so that you can learn these habits for yourself to build your own wealth. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor, and I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier. Let's dive right in. All right, I thought this would be a fun video topic for today, the habits of wealthy people, so that we can start implementing these habits into our own lives and start increasing our wealth. And I'm going to share how these habits have influenced my wealth building process. The first habit of wealthy people is an abundance mindset. I feel like this one is really huge, and sometimes people think mindset isn't that important, that you just need to take action and work really hard to build your wealth. But honestly, if you don't have the right mindset, then you're not even going to take the actions to build your wealth. I know I have seen this in my own life. When I am really in the right mindset and thinking that there is abundance all around, that there is plenty of money for everyone, and that I can create the success that I want to, then those are the things that I'm focused on. I'm focusing on looking for that abundance. I'm looking for opportunities that are going to come up that will help me be able to build my wealth. I'm not staying in a scarcity mindset and thinking, oh, I'll never be able to increase my income. I'll never be able to invest my money. I'll never be able to save my money, right? Those are thoughts that are going to keep us small and actually decrease our wealth or just keep our wealth where it is. So we really need to flip that and think, you know what? I definitely can invest my money. I can save my money, and I am doing that. I am going to build my wealth. I'm going to become a millionaire. Because honestly, if you are thinking, oh, I'll never be able to become a millionaire, then you're for sure not going to become a millionaire. But if you say, you know what, I am going to become a millionaire, then you'll be open to that possibility and those opportunities that are going to present themselves. And then habit number 2 of wealthy people is goal setting and having a vision. If we're able to set our goals and create a vision for ourselves and where we want to be, then we're going to work toward those goals. We'll have something to keep our focus on and be able to come up with the steps to achieve that goal. I know for sure I've seen this in my own life, and I talk about goal setting all the time on my YouTube channel. And when I set the goal to become financially free, once I figured out people were actually doing that in their 30s and 40s and 50s, I thought I definitely want to do that. And so I set that goal to become financially free by age 40. And when I set that goal, it was a stretch. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but yet it still seemed achievable. So when I'm setting these goals, I'm not setting these lofty goals where I don't even think that it's possible, so I'm not really going to take the action to even try to achieve that goal. But I'm not setting a super easy goal where I'm not really stretching myself and putting in some effort. So find that middle ground where you are pushing yourself, but you actually believe that you can get there. And then when you are creating the vision for yourself, really picture yourself where you want to be. What are the things that you want to have? What do you want to start spending your time on? Who do you want to start spending your time with? Who do you actually want to become? Because we can all definitely become wealthy. We just have to set that vision for ourselves. And I really like the idea of working backward and setting those smaller goals. For example, if we wanted to become a millionaire by age 40 and we were halfway there by age 30, then we can think, all right, I need to create $500,000 more. What can I do in the next 5 years to help me get even closer to generating that extra $500,000? And what can I do in 3 years, in 1 year, in this month or this week or even today? What's one small step I can take today to help me achieve that longer term goal? And I can't remember who said it, but the phrase along the lines of people underestimate what they can achieve within 10 years and they tend to overestimate what they can achieve within 1 year. So set those long-term big goals and just set smaller goals along the way and start working on those steps you can take today. I definitely did not become a millionaire overnight. It took a lot of effort and time and learning how to invest my money in the stock market and learning to invest in real estate and learning to find tenants and having roommates so that I could create even more cash flow. But I liked having something that I was working toward because that's where my focus was. I decided not to spend so much on clothes because I wanted to save up for a down payment on a property. If we are just haphazardly going throughout life thinking things are fine and I'll just coast along, then we aren't going to be very motivated. But when we have that specific goal, when we are working towards something we are excited about, that is going to give us a lot more motivation. And then the third habit of wealthy people is lifelong learning. We want to continue to learn new things and develop our skills and work on our personal growth. If we are just sitting around watching TV all day or just scrolling social media and not really improving our lives, then we're definitely not going to be able to build our wealth over time. I personally would much rather watch a documentary rather than just some random movie. I really like learning, and I can see throughout my life as I have moved more in this direction of learning rather than just kind of mind-numbing, watching TV or going to movies all of the time. I've actually become a lot better person. I am more understanding of other people, and I've always had a pretty positive mindset, but that has honestly increased as I've continued to learn new things and work on my personal development. And this goes right along with learning about our money. If we really want to build our wealth, then we need to know how to manage our finances. We need to know how to save money, how to be a conscious spender, how to invest our money. And going along with that, if you do want help investing your money, I have a free masterclass where I go over how I can help you invest in the stock market. I will leave a link below in the description. You can check out that masterclass. And there are lots of ways that we can continue to learn. We can watch YouTube videos like this. We can even read books, for example. I have my book that I wrote, You Will Be Financially Free, and I go over my journey to financial freedom, to building my wealth over time up to that millionaire status. So it's not that we have to spend a lot of money to learn these things. We can do it very inexpensively by purchasing books or even going to the library and checking out a book free or listening to podcasts or reading blogs. There's a number of different ways that we can pursue that lifelong learning. Comment below and tell me one way you are going to continue to learn. And then the fourth habit of wealthy people is time management and productivity. They are able to manage their time very well. I know that as I was building my wealth, I needed to prioritize what I was spending my time on. I didn't want to just sit and watch TV all night. I wanted to look at properties. I wanted to see what was out there. And I wanted to study about the stock market, about investing so that I can make my money work for me and build my wealth. We need to make sure that we are setting our own priorities and that we are aligning our actions with our priorities. And this goes along with even spending. A lot of people will just spend, they'll just swipe that credit card and buy whatever they want to, whenever they want. If we're able to prioritize our spending, spend on things that are really important to us, and then cut back on the rest, we are going to be a lot more successful at building our wealth. A lot of people think it's about just depriving yourself of everything and just hoarding all of your money and not enjoying anything in life. But that is not the case. We can definitely spend on our priorities. That's going to make us a lot happier. And just to give you an example, one of the ways that I like to manage my time, especially while I am working on my business, I like to set 2 or 3 main tasks that I want to accomplish each workday. So when I am wrapping up the workday, I'll write down just 2 or 3 items that I want to for sure accomplish the next day or the next workday. And that way I'm not overwhelming myself. I do have a running list of everything that I need to get done, but I want to make sure that I focus on 1 or 2 things or even 3 things, depending on how long they're going to take. But that way I know for sure I'm accomplishing something every day and I'm not just wasting my time. And with wealthy people, they are very careful what they are spending their time with. So there are a lot of good things that we could spend our time on, but there's also a lot of better things and even best things that we can spend our time on. So we want to be careful about when we are spending our time on something and we're thinking, oh, this could be good. Maybe we are reviewing some different social media channels to get some ideas for our own business. But is that the best thing that we can be doing? Maybe we can actually create our own content and just start posting it instead of reviewing everyone else's content. So be careful when you think you are spending your time on good things. There may be something better or even best that you can spend your time on. To give you one more example, a lot of people will clip coupons, and honestly, I do use coupons sometimes, but I'm not spending hours sorting through coupons and then going to different stores to get the best deals on everything. I would much rather spend my time learning how to invest my money. Instead of just saving $10 by using coupons, I can make thousands of dollars by learning to invest my money. So be very careful what you are spending your time on, because there is definitely a trade-off. We do not get any of our time back. And then the fifth habit of wealthy people is to build good relationships. I'm sure you've heard the quote, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." We really want to be careful who we are building our relationships with and make sure that they aren't dragging us down, or that we're getting caught up in a scarcity mindset or just complaining about people, right? We want to do the opposite. We want to be with people that have an abundance mindset, that want to build their wealth as well, that don't want to just talk about other people, but want to talk about their goals and what they are working on and how we can help each other. And when we are talking about these different types of things with other people, then they can refer us to other people. If we need help with something in particular, maybe if we do have our own business and we need help with marketing, and you are bringing that up to someone saying you really want to develop a better marketing plan, they can say, "Oh, well, I know so-and-so, and she does a great job with marketing." When you are talking about the goals that you're working on or the improvements that you want to make, other people can help you in different ways. And you can definitely help other people too. To give you an example, when I was looking for someone to do the concrete in my backyard recently, I have a friend who plays pickleball, and he was saying that he plays pickleball with someone that owns his own concrete business. So he referred him to me, and I got a bid from him, and I didn't end up going with him, but nonetheless, he was an option, and I needed to get multiple bids to see which one was going to be the best anyway. But if our conversations are just about the latest movies or about complaining about someone else, then that's not really productive and it's not helpful to anyone. And not that we always have to be focused on building up our net worth or focused on ourselves. We can definitely talk about movies sometimes, but just be intentional with what you are talking about. And then number 6 of habits of wealthy people is staying consistent and being disciplined. I feel like this one is very important. We don't want to just start something and it's working for us, but then we just quit, right? If I was just to purchase one property and not continue to purchase another and another and another, then I would never have gotten to $1 million net worth. And with stock market investing, if I would have just invested that very initial investment and not stayed consistent with it, then I would not have the investments in the stock market that I have right now. And I would not have been able to pull some of that money out to purchase my 4th property. So we really need to be disciplined and stay consistent with the things that are important to us and the things that are actually working to build our wealth. We can definitely practice the discipline of delayed gratification. We live in a world that is so focused on instant gratification, getting your shipments overnight and building your wealth immediately and becoming that overnight millionaire. It's all about now, 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 and we can get a lot of things very quickly thanks to Amazon Prime. But we want to make sure that we aren't getting caught up in this instant gratification because it takes time to build wealth. It does not happen overnight. So the more that we can have a long-term mindset and stay disciplined and be consistent, then the more wealth we are going to build. And one way that I've been able to make discipline and staying consistent easier is to automate my investing. I have an auto transfer that goes from my checking to my investment account and automatically gets invested into the investment that I have chosen. So I don't even have to think about investing right now. And it makes it a lot easier to stay disciplined when we take ourselves out of the picture. So those are 6 habits of wealthy people. I'm sure I missed some habits, so comment below and tell me your favorite habit of wealthy people. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who would like to hear this information. And hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more great content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.